Mighty Miner cannot find any spot of value. Either gets taken out by a P.E.K.K.A. or gets stalled by the Electroist. Here comes a big push right side though. Motherwitch getting taken out. Miner getting a lot of chip damage. Multiple skeleton drags on the board, abusing the 3-card cycle really well. Boise missing the Mother Witch though. 24 seconds. I wonder if that could be the game changer as it's Hugo's time to attack now.
You commentate, I'm gonna watch.
972, 933. Battle Ram comes in. Bottom left side, that Mother Witch might be enough if those piggies get there.
Oh my gosh, the piggies are making it. Evil Lawbreaker's ready for defense. Law comes through 2 seconds. One, and Moogie takes the best of 3, knocking Hugo out of the tournament. Moogie, oh my gosh, there's ice in his veins. He has no reaction. This is insane.
Wow, dude, that is... I'm watching those final seconds there. That Mother Witch not being able to send any pigs to the left-hand side is actually insane because it hits a couple Spear Goblins, then the Spear Goblins are taken off the board. There's bats right there that the Mother Witch is about to target, and Moogie sneaks Skeleton Dragons in just in time, like you said, Juicy. Those Skelly Drags just a little bit more resilient against the Mother Witch to protect those bats, or else those bats would have turned into piggies and gone to the tower and probably taken that game. Moogie, as you said, ice in his veins, no celebration. That's a 2-time world champ right there.
Yes, sir. Yeah, he said job's not done. He's made it through day number 1, and he will be moving on to day number 2 now. But there's still a lot of work to do if he's gonna make it to that championship match. I would love to see another Mo vs. Moogie rematch for the finals tomorrow. If you guys haven't already, drop a follow where you're watching, turn the notifications on, and tune in tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central Time. You can convert to your own time zone, and we'll be here same time, same place for the finals. We do have one more elimination match to be had after this, though.
Yeah, very, very interesting one between Ali and Arden Toas. Yeah, these are the decks. Honestly, not really a lot of conversation to have with the decks. This was a really, really fun set. Game 1, you know, we see Hugo coming out with the, you know, the Giant, the Machine, the Curse, the Bandit, all that. Game 2, we saw him come out with this very interesting Mortar deck with the, I mean, not very interesting, just not super popular with the Spirit Empress, but she ends up working out in the air and on the ground. And then game number 3, we see Moogie just make a slight adjustment based off of what he'd already played. I mean, you see the Spears are used, the Dark Gobs used, the Goblin Gang's already used, so what is he going to put in that spot there? And it ends up being the Skeleton Dragons, which really, really work out. Those Skelly Drags taking care of really doing, like you said, Juicy, just being on the board a little bit longer than other units because they're just a little bit beefier, knowing that Fireball was out of play for Hugo. Here we are. What a journey we have been on today, and we are only halfway through our weekend of competition. Like Juicy said, we'll be back tomorrow, 2 p.m. UTC. Yeah, like you said, do your own conversions. There's too many time zones in the world. But that's one for reference, as we have one match left. Players still remaining. Lucas and Sub up in our semifinals, undefeated on the day, just like Mo Light and Katashian. As you can see there, though, when you look through the people that made it, only Mohammed Light had the first round bye and survived. Everyone else had to play in round 1 of that upper bracket. Kita, Sub, and Lucas, and they all survived. Talking about people that did get that ticket but didn't survive, really it's just... well, it's on the fence right now because Arden Toas is still in the mix. Ruben had a really, really rough day today, coming out 0-4, and that gets us to exactly where we are right now after Moogie takes down Hugo 2-1. He's sitting to see who he's going to play. Will it be Ali? Will it be Arden Toas? And this is a very tough one to call. It should be Arden. It makes sense that it would be Arden. He's got the history. He's been in World Finals. He's, you know, all of his accomplishments surpass that of Ali. Ali went 2-1 against Lucas, though, and it wasn't a bad 2-1 set. Arden had just a devastating 0-2 against Kita. Juice, what are your thoughts on this matchup? Do you think he's had enough time to reset? That was quite some time ago, and the audience at least seems like Arden's had time to reset, 83-17.
Yeah, I don't know. I understand where the audience is at, 83% going for Arden. But I don't know. I think if I had to choose right now, I think I'd choose Ali just because I really didn't like Arden's attitude. It wasn't that I couldn't sympathize with him. It was
Right.
more of the fact that like that's just like at the highest level you just can't let it get to you. And it seems like he might be a little bit tilted right now. If Ali can just get one like good matchup game one, I think it's just all over for Arden. I think he's really gonna struggle to come back mentally.
Yeah, and this is the other part of the growing pains, of being a great player is now that you have expectations, you have history, you have prior accomplishments. There's the pressure from yourself, there's the pressure from your fans, now there's the pressure from the audience. So yeah, I agree. That's we've said many times before, and we'll say it many times again. Is the guy that has nothing to lose is a lot more threatening than the guy that has everything to lose. And while Ali doesn't want to be sent home, I'm sure while he'd like to get more points and more money, I think he knows, and as we just saw, he is a massive underdog here and has been one on the day. He's going up against 2 world finalists. If he ends up losing 2 sets against world finalists, that's all right. But Arden, like you said, I think he really needs to bounce back. And if he does meet any sort of resistance in game one, that just cannot be as big a factor as it was in his set number 1 today. So looks like he's had time to calm back down, and we're going to give them just a couple moments to pick their decks. Look at what they ran. Ollie, that was so long ago. Oh yeah, he started against Lava. He started with Lava. Spirit Empress Lava is what it was. And either Ollie's been playing on his alt account, which is totally possible, or he's just been sitting back and watching. No games played on this account since then. So game number 1, it was Lava, Evo Valk, Evo Zap, Curse, Spirit Empress, going up against that giant Inferno Drag Boss Bandit deck that Lucas ran with Goblin Machine. Then game number 2, it was the first time we were kind of seeing like the P.E.K.K.A. and the Golden Knight and the Lumberjack and the Ram Rider all for the, at least today, he had Mother Witch in there as well and Baby Dragon, and that really gave Lucas a run for his money. And then game number 3, it was a Wallbreakers deck with Drill. So we shall see how he does here in his second set.
Okay. Giant at the bridge. It is the giant Prendrak God Machine yet again. He's going all in. It's crazy, but this is probably the right way to play this deck. You gotta make the push. You already have a unit on the board. You don't want it to go to waste. He does get a rage down, but he plays it slightly late. So yeah, he doesn't spawn in a goblin from the dart there.
Yeah, that was actually a really nice ability there for the Mighty Miner, and good block at the bridge to know that
was impressive.
Wallbreakers were coming. Yeah. Okay, so a small stalemate to start things off. Arden a little bit less damage, but a little bit more elixir in the tank. And honestly, if I'm Arden after that sellout first push, the defense that I played would give me some confidence. But you can see right there again, just not happy with what he's seeing on the board, and always be disappointed with what you're seeing on the board.
You really can't. Like, I don't know. I don't know. It's definitely not the mindset you gotta have, but he's still gonna give it all in the play here. He's got Mighty Miner. Mighty Miner is decent for the Giant. The Zap is gonna be the biggest problem though. I think that if Ali plays his Evo Zap especially very well to deal with the Mighty Miner, or even the Dargob, he's got good chances, but I don't know. We've seen time and time again how strong this Evo Dargob can be. Every time he has in cycle, Ali's will basically be rendered useless.
So we'll see if. I was also just thinking, that Evo Zap can also just be a nuisance against the goblins if he's pushing with the Boss Bandit as well. So we're just gonna have to see where and when that Evo Zap comes into play for Ali, as little damage is done. 23-36, 23-65 for the 2 lowest towers on the board, and now a lot more damage going to come in here for Arden on the left-hand side. The double Wallbreaker connection, damage in the back, Goblin on the front, 928 remains.
Wow, yeah, I mean, Arden is just cooking all of a sudden. Dagger Dutch is not really strong versus those high, those bigger pushes. Once it's out, and you're not recouping it for a while. So Arden taking full advantage of that. Defense is looking decent, but man, these are tough. I mean, the Goblin Machine is a threat. The Giant's a threat. He's lone elixir. He has enough for something now. He's just trying to take the tower.
Wow.
before the Giant can make it happen. And Arden walks away, barely winning this match just by a few seconds. Wow.
Oh, man. If there was just a few more seconds for Ali, we'd be going into overtime, and Arden would be feeling very, very different about his situation, but is able to steal it in the final moments. And you know what? I'm not mad about it, because honestly, a lot of times with Wallbreakers decks, you need to win that game when you, like, in that final moment of regulation before things just start going downhill very, very fast. And yeah, Juice, was it just Arden doing a really good job of having enough pressure in places that Ali didn't want, so Ali just couldn't put together like that perfect push? Or was it the way that he kind of sequenced his defense to where Ali couldn't break through the way he wanted? What was it about what Arden did there?
Honestly, I don't know. I think that the Goblin Drill can definitely be something. I don't know. You kind of answered your question well, like yourself when you asked it. But I think you're right. I think that the Goblin Drill placements were odd, and I don't think this Giant deck does a great job of defending against Drill. So one of the biggest thing I remember when I did play this Giant deck is that there isn't much splash damage. All the splash damage comes from the spells. Like when you play the P.E.K.K.A. Gob Giant deck, it always has a bomber in it. It always has a little bit of splash damage versus the Croods and the Drill decks. But this specific Giant deck, the Inferno Drag, single target, God Machine, it's basically single target. You can't really use the God Machine to defend the Drill very effectively. So I think Arden knew that, and he took full advantage to get the win there.
And I like what Arden did as well when we talked about kind of like the macro matchup of just like, I'm more experienced. I don't feel as much pressure maybe just because of that experience. I want to go fast. I want to play a deck that is fast, that I can control the pace, that I can make out plays with. And while you can do that with that other deck, it is much more of like, let's place units, let's place spells, and let's overwhelm. And it did feel like Arden was able to kind of navigate his way around that. I actually like the choices by both of them, honestly. Even like with what we were saying with when Ali started in the very beginning, just going hyper aggressive, even though he didn't get a lot out of it, that's kind of how you have to play that deck. So here we go. What could be the final matchup of the day? Arden did win game number 1, so there should be a blue crown there on the right side, just in case you guys are wondering. We have played a game, and like I said, if Ali loses here, that's going to be the end of the day. If not, we are going to go to our last best of 3 for day number 1 here of the Kalalis Cup Gold Edition.
Mega Knight. So Mega Knight, Inferno Drag, and a Bomber. It depends on the Mega Knight deck, but usually Mega Knight decks fare fairly well versus a Hog Rider. Let's see if he has a Zapper reset, though. It looks like if he doesn't have a Zapper reset, the Mighty Miner can get value, but the Evo Mega Knight is still going to be difficult to defend no matter what.
So Ghost comes out to that Goblin plus Ice Spirit push. And just a Bomber and a Rage. The Rage actually misses the King Tower, but I don't know if he could have hit all 3.
Interesting. Yeah, that Rage kind of defended a lot better than I thought it would. He's doing a decent job of kind of mitigating damage here. And with a heavier deck, that's what you have to do versus these quicker cycle decks. You got to mitigate damage in single, make it a double, and then hopefully by then he's got his Evos in cycle ready, which is why he plays the Inferno Drag right now. Now he's going to have his Evo Inferno and his Evo Mega Knight cycle once Double Elixir hits.
Evo Mega Knight there, crosses the bridge, just keeps this Mighty Miner kind of confused at least.
Yeah, I really don't like this Mighty Miner, or sorry, not this Mighty Miner. I really don't like this Mega Knight. Like, yes, you take the Tesla, but how does that help you? Like, in the
is that worth it? Yeah, yep.
It's much better to save it for the Hog Rider, or just to make a push and double. Now he's kind of got a mix-up. Like, a lot of times with these beatdown decks, like we've seen with the P.E.K.K.A. Gob Giant, you want double Evo, like, kind of cycle to get ready to defend and counter push. This time he has an Inferno Drag. He drops a regular Mega Knight, but it's just quite the same.
Yeah, totally. I think that's a great, because that wasn't even the Inferno Drag he was trying to protect earlier. I think it was just one of those, I see an opportunity, I have a and just maybe doesn't make the correct decision, because it would have been a lot nicer to have all of those things as you were talking about together for this push. 2791, Bomber comes across the bridge but does not get damage in. Nice high lightning here from Arden to clean up the Firecracker and the Hog push. Now the Royal Ghost does need a response. Good Goblin surround to even out Elixir, but not even in damage. Like I said, 2791, the lowest tower for Ali. Arden Toas down to 1958. Now with the Evo Mega Knight cycled in the back.
Inferno Drink now as well. Firecracker,
That's right.
yeah, if he has it, this would be a good lightning, but I mean, you're right. Like the Mighty Miner, or not the Mighty Miner, but the Firecracker is just providing so much value because Rage, it doesn't take it out. Like it honestly might be the only play to. Wait a second, what is happening?
I don't know.
Ram Rider connects. Golden Knight gets a second
Golden Knight
dash.
connects. That Inferno is, wow. I mean, at least the Inferno somehow got the attention from that Firecracker, or vice versa. Excuse me, the Firecracker got the attention from the Inferno, but
Oh, he misclicks.
yep.
Oh, that's game changing. If you could have kept that Evil Firecracker alive, that was gonna really put him in a really good spot. He's still winning, but this is a pretty solid push for Arden as well. Oh, and no Tesla cycle. Wow.
Bomber should be enough. Help with the King Tower. There it is, 1488. A little bit of damage in. 999 remains. Golden Knight not able to get on top of the tower there. 999, 1488. Arden Toas in the lead. Needs to win this in the next 53 seconds to eliminate Ali and stay alive into day number 2.
Evo Firecracker is in cycle yet again. If he can prevent this Firecracker from dying, I think it's over.
Yep. And I don't like that hog either. I mean, I know what he's kind of trying to do there, but it's just giving elixir away. There's the lightning. He's still alive. I don't know what he's got for this Ram Rider. He doesn't have any elixir. Last second Tesla.
Yup, Tesla drops down. Hog Rider slowed by the Ram Rider. It seems like every time Ali goes for the Hog to try to break through, the Ram Rider's already on offense while slowing the Hog at the same time. And the Ghost connects. 1. The lockups are 2. Lightning will do enough. Arden Toas 2-0 sweep. Big bounce back. Unfortunately, we will be saying goodbye to Ali as he's getting knocked out of the tournament.
Just a little bit of pressure there, man. I think that's exactly what you and I talked about before going into that set. I think Ali just felt a little bit too much pressure there in game number 2. Just started to make a little bit of mental mistakes. Arden was gaining confidence, gaining momentum, starting to feel more like himself, as you can see with a much more jovial celebration than we saw at the end of his first set when it was an immediate camera turned off. So, yeah, I mean, Arden able to stay alive. Ali doing a pretty good job, at least able to give him a run for his money. Got to pick up a game in his first set of the day against Lucas, but we see this a lot at CRL. It's nothing against the newcomers. It's nothing other than just a learning curve. You're coming to the absolute 1% best in the world at a game that hundreds and tens of hundreds of millions of people have played. So it's going to make sense that there's a bit of a steep learning curve once you finally get up here, Juice. We did it. We went through our day, man. We're halfway through the day. You and I will not be here tomorrow. Obviously, we're going to take a look at the bracket and catch you guys up on all the action. But Juicy, is there anything that you want to say about that last matchup that we saw?
Nothing much. I'm just really happy that Arden's able to bounce back after the tilt in the upper bracket. Looking at the decks here, game 1, I mean, I think Arden played this well. I was a little bit worried. Like, I feel like the tilt was coming through a little bit as he just like desperately went at the end, just trying to finish the game. Pretty risky play. Usually we don't see that type of play. Usually we see solid defense first and then finish the game methodically. But he got that win, and that was his bounce back moment. Game number 2 here. He brought a solid deck. This is a really interesting Mega Knight Bridge Spam deck. Usually this Mega Knight deck would absolutely demolish a Hog Rider deck, but the Firecracker from Ali is what allowed him to really stay in it. The Rage and the Lightning, those are 2 cards you don't really want to play onto a Firecracker. But the game-changing moment was when Ali did not protect that one Firecracker correctly. If you could have kept it alive with the Goblins instead of allowing the splash from the Mega Knight, I genuinely think that Ali wins this game. But yeah, he got a little bit unlucky, or I guess it's not luck. You gotta play your Goblins 1 tile up. I mean, it's the little things that count in the Clash Royale League. I mean, this is the best players in the world. You have to play perfect if you want a chance to qualify.
Yeah, we've said it forever, and we'll say it for as long as we can, is you got to protect your glass cannons. You really have to, especially one like the Firecracker that is so hard to get on top of when you don't have the right response. All right, we've ran you through this a few times, and we're going to do it one more time. Lucas and Sub still alive, both of them playing very, very well. both of them, honestly, well, you got Sub at least taking out a world champion along the way. Lucas taking out a former world finalist against Aslan. So really excited to see those matches after we get through our lower bracket. Of course, we have two of them, which is Mohamed Light and Katashian, which is really cool. Battle of the old, battle of the new. Although Kita's been showing up a lot more in 2025, and he's been doing a lot of really good stuff. Kita 2-0ing Arden Toas was pretty surprising to me, Juicy. Honestly, I did really not expect a 2-0 there.
Yeah.
And then when you look at the bottom of the screen, we got Sandbox, Aslan, Mugi, Arden, all surviving. So, guys, just because we got to say it, when you look at it, you've got 8 people remaining. All of them have been to World Finals before, and I do not think that that is an accident. Kita obviously back in teams, but everyone else, the experience shining on through. Juicy J, any final thoughts on your day? Since unfortunately I know for me and the audience, you will not be here tomorrow. I will not either, but anything you'd like to say before we say goodbye?
All I gotta say is I love casting these matches. We gotta see Mo pop off. We gotta see Boogie play well. There's 3 world championships, or 3 world champions in today's monthly finals. And it's just really cool to see all these players advance and accumulate points. Once again, guys, tomorrow, same time, same place, monthly finals will be finishing out. We'll see who gets that golden ticket to qualify for World Finals, that silver ticket in second place to qualify for the last chance qualifier, and of course, every advancement, more money, more points to try and qualify that way too. It was amazing to cast this. Andrew, take us out of here.
I'm so curious what happens with the silver ticket if that guy wins a gold ticket, or let's say Sub wins another silver ticket. Does that go to third? I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. Rich and Josh will have to figure that out tomorrow. Juice, I think you said everything great. Had a great time today. Really excited to see how things close out tomorrow.